Hello everyone! I'm going to share with you how to make stovetop homemade macaroni and cheese, not from a box and with simple ingredients. So in my pot, I have 8 cups of water that's been simmering, and now I'm going to add in a little bit of salt. I'm adding in kosher salt, but if you don't have kosher salt on hand, you can use regular table salt. And I usually put in about a teaspoon of kosher salt, but if you're using regular table salt, use a half of a teaspoon. And this is the pasta that I'm using. This is 1 pound of elbow macaroni. Now when it comes to stovetop macaroni and cheese that you're making homemade from scratch, it's really simple, but the key ingredients is that because it is really simple, you do want to follow certain steps so that way you can have great success. The one thing is you have to have that base right, and your beginning is going to be your macaroni. So our macaroni, I'm going to be cooking it al dente. And al dente, just follow the instructions on the package that you're using. For mine, it's going to be about 8 minutes, 10 minutes. So I'm going to cook this just al dente because our macaroni will continue to cook a little bit in our sauce when we go ahead and we finish up our sauce. Another reason why we don't want to overcook our noodles is because if our noodles are overcooked, they're overdone, they're going to be flat and they're not going to hold our cheese sauce like we want them to. So my noodles have been simmering here in my water. They're looking good. I always, taste one to see that it's done enough and it just is to the tooth. That's the al dente part. And so let's go ahead. I'm going to try one really quick, and it should still have just like a little bit of firmness to it, just a tiny bit. It's tasting good. It's got a little bit of firmness to it. I can taste the flavor of the macaroni noodles because I added that salt to our boiling water. Now the salt to the boiling water is optional, but it does add that extra layer of flavor. So I'm going to go ahead and drain my pasta. I'm going to drain my pasta, but I'm not going to rinse it. Okay, I'm not going to rinse it. I'm just going to drain it. Now in the same pot, we're going to add our butter. I'm going to start building up our sauce. Now I know this part can be kind of intimidating, so I'm going to walk you through it. In my pot, I have 2 tablespoons of butter, and I'm using unsalted butter, but you can also use salted butter. So also to that, once my butter is completely melted, now I'm going to add in 2 tablespoons of flour. So it's equal parts butter and flour. Now this is a basic sauce. It's also called a white sauce. It's also referred to as a bechamel sauce or a mother sauce. So it's the same sauce. It just will go by different names. For my pot, I have my flame on a medium. So my flame is on a medium. When you're making this sauce and you're building up your base with your butter and your flour, you don't want to have your flame too high because the sauce, your flour and your butter will burn. And so having your flame on a medium is key. I blended the flour and butter together till it was smoothed out, and then what's going to happen is it's going to start to simmer slightly, and you see how it started to create those bubbles? That's what you're looking for. And then you want to go around the edge of the pot because sometimes the flour can just tend to gather around the edge of your pot or your pan that you're using, so be sure to get around those edges. I'm going to continue to stir, and what I'm looking for is that my butter and my flour mixture is going to turn into like a deep yellow, almost to tan. We don't want to take it past that tan. We're not trying to brown it. It's nice and tan, exactly what it's looking like now. Now I can go ahead and add in my liquid. For my liquid, this is half and half. And I've switched over to my wire whisk, and as I'm adding in my half and half, I'm going to continue to whisk. So as you're adding in your liquid, you want to whisk as you're pouring in your liquid. And the reason is because if you stop using your whisk and you stop whisking as you're adding in your liquid, what'll happen is your sauce will start to clump up on you and it'll seize up on you. And so you want to continue to whisk. That's going to help your sauce to be nice and smooth. You want to continue to whisk. So as you're adding in that liquid, whisk, 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 go around the edges, go around the sides, go around in the center, back and forth just like this. You're going to continue to whisk. My flame is still on that medium heat, and I'm just going to continue to whisk just like I'm doing there. Now once I see that everything is blended in, that everything is dissolved and blended together, I'm going to switch from my whisk back over to my wooden spoon. Now I'm using half and half for my cheese sauce, but you can also use whole milk, and you can also use 2% milk. Now if we were using heavy cream, then we will be making an Alfredo sauce. Now I'll share with you in the description box below, I'll put a link to my vlog where I made my homemade Alfredo sauce, and I made shrimp Alfredo. You can make it as chicken Alfredo or just with no meat Alfredo. It's kind of up to you, but I'll definitely share that link to the vlog and how I made Alfredo sauce. So now I've switched over to my wooden spoon. I'm going to continue to stir my sauce because we want to see our sauce go from a thin, it's going to be thin in the beginning when you first pour in your liquid, but that butter and that flour, which is your thickening agent, is going to start to thicken up our sauce. And this just takes a few moments, so you just want to continue to stir, and we're going to see our sauce is going to slowly thicken up. And we want to continue to have our flame on that medium heat. We don't want to rush this because we don't want to scorch our sauce. And so if our flame is really high, it can scorch it. My sauce is nice and smooth, and it's starting to thicken nicely. I'm going to stop stirring it just for a few minutes to let the sauce simmer and just continue to thicken up. This is ground nutmeg, and this is a key ingredient, especially when making a bechamel sauce. And so to have that little extra, we're going to add a little bit of nutmeg. I'm just going to add about a pinch to maybe 2 pinches at the most. The nutmeg actually brings out that wonderful flavor of the cheese and of the sauce. Now it's optional, but I highly recommend it. You can also, in addition to adding the nutmeg, you can also season your sauce with some salt and pepper. Now once my sauce is thickened, I turned off my heat before I'm adding in my cheese. So this is, I went on and I hand grated some cheese. This is 2 cups of sharp grated cheese. You can use sharp cheese, you can use extra sharp, you can use a medium cheese. You can mix and match and do, 1 cup of sharp cheese, 1 cup of medium cheese. It's up to you. But this is 2 cups of cheese that I've grated. And like I had mentioned, I turned my flame off when I added my cheese, my grated cheese. My sauce is thickened and it's great. It's ready to go. I just needed to add now our grated cheese for our macaroni and cheese. Now the reason why you want to turn your flame off when you add your grated cheese to your sauce base is because if the heat is on your pan, it will actually make your cheese grainy and it'll make your sauce grainy. So be sure to turn off your flame or the heat source, turn off your heat source before you add your grated cheese. As soon as you add your grated cheese, you want to go ahead and mix just like I'm doing. You want to mix and blend. And now once it's all nice and your cheese has melted, now we're going to add our macaroni that we had boiled earlier. And I drained it but not rinse it because that bit of starchiness is going to really help our cheese sauce to cling to our macaroni. So we're going to go ahead and add up. Our macaroni was trying to get away from us, y'all. So that's okay though. It all ended up in the pot, right? And so I'm going to go ahead and once I put in the macaroni, you're going to go and mix it around because we want to have all that cheese sauce covered in our noodles. Our cheese sauce is still nice and hot. Our noodles are still nice and warm. And so you want to continue to mix and blend just like that. It's going to be nice and cheesy. Now, if you want to have double the cheese sauce, you would just double up the cheese sauce recipe. Likewise, if you'd like to put some extra cheese, some extra grated cheese on top, you can put, once you've mixed all your cheese sauce in with your noodles, it looks so good. And we're going to have this with some baked chicken that I've got some chicken baking in the oven. But for extra cheese, you can also put some grated cheese on top and then put the lid on your pot. Let the cheese slowly melt over the macaroni and then go ahead and serve it with your main dish, or you can serve your macaroni at your main dish. Well, I'm going to scoop us up some in this bowl right here, and I'm going to give y'all the first bite, and we're going to see how we did today with our wonderful stovetop macaroni and cheese. Some simple ingredients, so much better than a box. Well, this first bite's for you. Go ahead and take your bite. Now I'm going to take my bite and see how we did today. Oh my gosh. Y'all, once you make your own stovetop mac and cheese, there's no going back. There's no going back. This is so good. It is creamy. It is just so comforting. In the description box below, I'll share with you a list of ingredients that I used. I'm also going to share with you this visual right here of these are the ingredients that I used: my half and half, my macaroni, my kosher salt, my butter, my flour, my grated cheese, and the nutmeg. And also for the cheese, you definitely want to use grated cheese from the block versus the one that comes in the bag. It's going to melt so much better for you. Well, that is it for me today. And comment down below and let me know what's your favorite dish to serve with macaroni and cheese. Ours tonight is going to be wonderful baked chicken. Sometimes we also have fried chicken on occasion. And you can never go wrong with some mixed vegetables to accompany it. If you're not subscribed, please hit that subscribe button. And if you like this video, don't forget to show it some love, give it a thumbs up, and click share. Share this video with a friend or a family. And don't forget to click that notification bell so you can come back and visit me again in my kitchen. And remember, it's always good when Dyvonne is cooking for the family. I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye, everybody.